Hey, welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. Last few minutes of the hour, the great Joe DeRosa stopped by, and during the commercial, we were talking a little bit about the state of comedy now and what makes us mad in show business. And I got to say, Joe, I've never heard. Joe just went on the most insane anti-Semitic diatribe I've ever heard. No. That's a little joke. No, but we're talking about some of these clubs in New York City that they call spot clubs. Spike, I'll fill you in on this. I know you're feeling very unhip right now, but what is now, a spot club is where you'd see even comics who have an hour that they might do on the road. Even like a Chris Rock will do like a 15 to 20-minute spot real quick, and you see like 10 of them in one show, and it's fun. But those clubs used to be places where guys would be willing to fail. They'd really try something brand new, and they'd be willing to fall on their face, which in and of itself was exciting to watch as an audience member. And Joe and I were wondering why that might be. And Spike made a great point with iPhones and people recording stuff. And it's not just you and 18 drunks at 1 a.m. at the Comedy Cellar. It's all the internet is in the room. And you might get in trouble or look bad, you know?
Yeah. Somebody said once at the Cellar, somebody said, could you imagine, it was when Tosh got in trouble.
Yeah.
For that joke.
And that was a Radio City Music Hall.
Yeah. And somebody at the Cellar said, I can't remember who it was, but could you imagine if there were cell phones around when Richard Pryor was coming up? Like, how different Richard Pryor would have ended up as a comic?
Of course. I mean, what about having, I would say this. If I was still at Mad TV or at SNL or something when Last Comic Standing was on, I would have pitched the sketch, Last Comic Standing, 1972. In the house, you got Carlin, Richard Pryor,
right.
Lenny Bruce.
Right.
Now, there's a house.
Right.
I don't want to see Dat Fan and,
Right.
I mean, the edge is gone.
The edge is gone. You know, this is what we were saying during the break, too. It's like whatever, as a comic, every 2 or 3 weeks, you should walk away from the stage going, I made a mistake, man.
Right.
That joke, I don't know if I should have said that.
Exactly.
You should be taking those chances, and that stuff is
risks.
It's just gone. And not to say, like, oh, we're so dangerous. I don't mean it like that. It's just...
No. It's got to do right. Exactly. Not going to do it. That has nothing to do with being dangerous or edgy or scary. It just got to do with trying to be original every once in a while.
Right.
You know, and originality. If to try something original, a lot of times you'll fall flat on your face. What happens though is you're right. We also said that comics can be the greatest motivator for other comics, which is a real irony because that's the last thing other comedians want to be. we want to discourage other comics. The worst thing a comic can see is another comic killing. Let's face it.
Yeah.
But sometimes you will play for just the audience. That reminds me of one of my favorite things I ever saw Attell do. Dave Attell at a club where he was just trying to make comedians laugh. It was about 2 in the morning, like 4 drunk people at the Cellar, all from like outside the country. This is the comedian Dave Attell. So it was me and a couple of the guys sitting in the back, and here's what Attell said. Nobody's even reacting to him. And he goes, you guys look like you're interested in me, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. People say to me, Dave, why do you travel the country? Why? Why do you travel the country doing comedy? Is it the money? Is it the fame? Is it the women? I'll be honest with you. The reason I travel the country doing comedy is I have to find my daughter. And then he leans away from the mic and he goes, Nadine, another dead end. Another dead end.